ethical debate. Go ahead.
We, as the Ethics Review Board members, are coming together to review rules and regulations regarding genetic cloning in the case of family members who have lost loved ones, and fertility rights groups, therapeutic cloning, endangered species, biotech companies, PETA, scientists, and government. Each stakeholder will be allowed the chance to approach the review board, state their case, for, against, or neutral, their demands, answer questions the review board has, as well as a rebuttal at the end of session. After all stakeholders have spoken, the board members will resign to make a decision. I'm Castro Rodriguez. Anna Hayes.
And we're the government, so we're neutral. We just want to make sure that it doesn't harm us, cloning in general. So the national debt deficit is higher than it's ever been, around $17 trillion. So the government will not spend any money on cloning. That's for you guys to do. We won't have no part in it.
And we would like to take a vote. All citizens in Congress take a vote if they are approved for cloning or it.
All regulations will be voted on by Congress with input from the board.
No, that's what we're doing.
What?
That's it. That's what we got.
Okay. Does the board members, do they have any questions for the
So
government?
you're just pushing everything on Congress?
Pretty much.
Congress has a vote on it.
They make the laws. That's what legislation does.
Regulations.
So
What are the current rules and regulations?
So far, there's 7 out of 13 states that allow cloning, but Missouri is the only state that allows both human cloning and animal cloning.
But the government will not pay for it, you have to pay for it on your own.
So 7 out of 13 states allow cloning, but only
therapeutic.
Missouri.
We believe cloning should be allowed for a family member to bring their loved one back. Yes. We have a guest speaker with us today to tell her story.
She was gorgeous, really kind, and very smart. I miss her so much. I'm so devastated.
Please, bring that grandma. For her, for any woman to bring their grandma.
What would you require in order to achieve this? What would you need in order to make that? What do you need in order to make
Are you for cloning research?
When it comes to cloning, the first subjects would be on animals. And when it comes to animal cloning, there's a very low success rate, which you get mutations, things like that, which violates a lot of animal rights again.
Out of all clones made, the majority die during the pregnancy. So right there, over 50% die. Another 35% of the remaining die from birth defects within during the birth or within the first week of the birth. Even the ones left still have birth defects which hinder their ability to live, but they can still live a life, never normal and never a peaceful one. They will always be in pain. Also, the surrogate mothers, which have to carry the clones, go through more of a pain from a clone birth than a natural birth, because the clones tend to weigh more, which this causes a result for more C-sections and more pain for the mothers in general.
What are your opinions?
One of the reasons why cloning doesn't work as well, what is speculated to be one of the reasons, is whenever they remove the nucleus from the donor cell, sometimes they'll catch the centriole with it, which hinders the ability to copy the DNA correctly. So we would like more testing with extracting the donor cell before moving on to the phase of creating a whole clone. So it's more humane towards the animals.
We also feel that there should be more restrictions and laws against animal cloning until further scientific technology can be done to make it safer and more humane.
Word for it. Therapeutic cloning is where you take DNA from a person who's sick or ill, and you take their DNA and you put it in an egg that doesn't have a nucleus, and you put the DNA in there, and then once it develops a little bit, you take the egg and harvest the stem cells that are in there, because stem cells have pure genetic code, I guess you could say.
Genetic code that make up the organs and can form into pretty much any kind of organ.
Yeah,
you
like
want
you
to
could make a new heart for somebody who doesn't have one.
Or liver. Right? The stem cells also have I forget what it's exactly called, but anyway, the use of therapeutic cloning and using harvesting stem cells, putting them in people's body could also form new ways of curing diseases such as cancer, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's.
But the problem is people find it unethical to use an egg, even if it doesn't develop, because it develops into an embryo, which is pre-baby, I guess you could say. And people find it unethical because they say that we're killing babies, even though
People could possibly think that we are taking the potential life out of an egg.
But what we want is just more eggs to work with, so we can kind of perfect the technique, and just laws passed so we can help people get that new heart and help cure cancer without being hounded by animals or people, religious fanatics hounding other people.
And needing the rights is crucial.
The review board finds these to be the appropriate measures pertaining to cloning. Rule number 1, allow more fundings from outside companies for technology. Number 2, require more research on how to extract the nucleus without extracting the centriole. 3, no cloning on anything but therapeutic until research on extracting the nucleus is complete. 4, research on how to prevent mutation. 5, no more government funding for
What about Annabelle? Don't make me start again. Make me start again.